Good afternoon. My name is Babatunde Olatunji. Today I'll be presenting Unit 11 of my assessment, Understanding Poverty in Britain. Today, I will explain how poverty is understood in Britain by looking at what it means, its main cause, how it has changed over time, and how historical events have influenced it. Although views on poverty have changed, its causes and impact remain significant. I will begin by defining poverty as the definition affects who is considered poor and what support government provides. Absolute poverty. Absolute poverty means not having enough to meet basic physical needs like food, shelter, clothes, healthcare, and clean water. In the UK, it is measured using fixed income threshold adjusted for inflation. The measure helps show whether living standards are improving, but it does not reflect the inequality or whether people can fully participate in the society. Relative poverty. Relative poverty compares a person's income with the rest of the society. In the UK, people are considered in relative poverty if their household income is below 60% of the average society. It reflects inequality and social exclusion. Around 1 in 5 people in the UK live in relative poverty, and long-term poverty has the greatest impact on people's lives. Social exclusion. Social exclusion is about more than low income. It includes problems such as unemployment, poor housing, ill health, and limited access to education and services. Poverty is not only about money, but also about being unable to take part in everyday's life. This is why the UK measures poverty using income deprivation and social exclusion all together. Three ways to explain poverty: structural, cultural, and individual. Structural explanation. Structural theory argues that poverty is mainly caused by factors outside an individual's control, such as unemployment, low wages, and inequality. They suggested that the way society is organized creates unequal opportunity and keeps some people in poverty. Cultural explanation. Cultural explanation suggested that poverty can continue across generations because attitude and behavior have been passed on. However, many researchers disagree, arguing that these behaviors are the result of poverty rather than cause of it. Individual explanation. Individual explanation theory focuses on personal choice, education, and skills. While these factors can influence income, they do not fully explain poverty because many people in work still live in poverty. (1900 to 1945) Discovery and the road to reform. At the beginning of the 20th century, studies by Booth and Rowntree shows that poverty was widespread and not simply caused by laziness. Their work influenced important welfare reform and later inspired the Breakage Report, which laid the foundation of the modern welfare state in Britain. 1945 to 2010, welfare state, influence and retrenchment. After the Second World War, Britain created the welfare state and the NHS. Although many believed poverty had disappeared, later research showed it still existed. The 1980s saw rising unemployment, inequality, and new labor introduced policies that helped reduce child and pensioners' poverty. In 2010 to 2026, austerity, pandemic, and cost of living. Since 2010, austerity, welfare reform, the COVID-19 pandemic, and the cost of living crisis have all influenced pressure on low-income families. Although some recent policies aim to reduce child poverty, millions of people are still living in poverty today. Key events, levels and public perception. Major key events such as Booth and Rowntree studies, the World War, the industrialization, the financial crisis, and the pandemic have all changed both poverty level and how the public understood poverty. How public attitude have shifted. Changing in attitude. Public attitude have changed over time. Poverty was once seen mainly as an individual's fault, but today, more people recognize the importance of wider economic and social factors and support greater government action. In conclusion, what we have learned. In conclusion, poverty can be measured in different ways, but each definition helps us understand different aspects of the problem. While there are several explanations for poverty, the evidence suggested that structural factors are the most important, although policies and public attitude have changed over past century. Poverty remains major challenges in Britain. Thank you, and I am happy to answer any questions. Furthermore, these are my references to follow. Thank you. Thank you.